Can you believe they replaced us in the last episode with those old guys?
How dare they? This is ridiculous. It's an outrage.
Yeah. It's tough in show business. Anyway, on to the show. Where's Adam and that other guy? Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Brian.
And we are
Drinking in the Basement.
It's been several weeks since we've had an episode.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Well, we haven't had an episode because Brian ditched me and went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. Not that I can blame you for wanting to take a trip like that. And so as you can see, I've gotten all dressed up for this episode.
Yeah, I woke him.
It is Sunday, so watching some football and having some wine. And so we're going to tape an episode now.
That's right. I thought it was a good idea. We have some Pinot Noirs here.
That's right. But first, we have coming up at the store on January 26th, and hopefully this will be up before January 26th.
Hopefully.
We'll have our Winter Beer and Wine Riot, which is
always a good time.
1 to 5 p.m., again, January 26th. And there's a $5 charge this year because we've kind of bumped it up a notch. Rick has some 6 barrels of some very special beers that he's going to be tasting. So if you do want to come, I'd suggest you actually come in, pay your entry, and we have wristbands for you to wear to indicate that you paid and get to taste all the stuff. And there's going to be over 100 beers, over 50 wines. It's going to be a riot.
Sounds like fun.
All right, so before we get to the Pinot Noirs, let's go to our tip of the show from Words.
Take it away.
Hey, how are you doing, Adam?
I'm good. We're here for the tip of the show, and thanks, Brian and Adam, for introducing us. I'm back again because I've decided to sit in on the tip of the show this week. And if I'm going to be here, then who else has to be here? Brian. Hi, guys! All right, so Matt, what is the tip of the show this week?
So the tip of the show this week is pretty simple. A lot of people talk to me about different wines, and one thing I constantly hear people talking about is that they're afraid, like people that don't necessarily understand wine very well are afraid to ask people about wine. One tip that I have for people is attend a local wine tasting, preferably at Antioch Wine and Spirits. There's one going on next weekend on Saturday from 1 to 5.
Obviously, we prefer that you come to us, and I find that too, Matt, because people don't want to be perceived as not intelligent, so they don't really want to ask the questions.
People are afraid to ask questions, and a lot of times when they do, the people they're asking the question to are really pretentious, and they try and make them feel stupid or are kind of snooty about it. The nice thing about, especially attending Antioch's wine tasting, is all the people that are working there are really knowledgeable about wine, but they'll be kind enough to kind of explain it to you in a way that doesn't make you feel stupid. It's really important to be able to ask questions. Again, you got to start somewhere. But the nice thing about going to wine tasting is you get to try 80 to 100 different wines, free of charge, as opposed to, it would take you a year.
Well, this tasting, this Saturday, there actually is a $5 charge, but that's because we have some specialty beers at it.
Well worth it, I mean.
For the most part, our tastings are no charge, and we have them in regularly throughout the year. You can look at it at AntiochWine.com.
Yep.
And the only person that's snooty around here is this guy, and I don't think he's going to be there, right, Brian? That's right, Adam. Hi, Matt.
Perfect. That's the Gallo tip of the week.
All right. Thank you very much, Matt. And now back to Adam and the real Brian. Thank you, Nick or Matt. I'm not sure who's doing the...
Or what the tip is, but it was great, as always.
I'm sure it was very informative. Thank you guys for helping us out, and thanks for giving us that tip.
Excellent.
All right, so as we said, we're doing Pinot Noirs today. Yep. And the first one we have is, Brian?
Joseph Drouhin.
Drouhin.
And as many of you may or may not know, when we say Pinot Noir, we're referring to the grape Pinot Noir, but it's known as different things in different areas of the world. This happens to be a Burgundy from France. When you hear the word a Burgundy, usually it's Pinot Noir.
You want to try the village that the wine comes from? It's a small village.
Savigny-les-Bains.
We really need our alter ego puppets because they speak French.
They tried to speak French.
Oh, that's right.
The puppets are very upset.
It came out Spanish.
The puppets are very upset with us because we brought in our grandfathers to help us out with the old-fashioned episode last time.
Right. So anyway, this one, we had a little trouble with this cork.
There's cork in here, but we use coffee filters.
Right. And sometimes you get a dry cork or a cork that has trouble coming out. It doesn't necessarily mean the wine is bad. I guess the wine could be bad. We're going to see.
Yeah.
Because this is a 1998, so this has some age on it.
It's, it would be 14, 15 years old. So
the color... I'm not really sure about this color.
Brownish red.
Not real sure about this wine.
Well, the one thing about Burgundies versus the California version of Pinot Noir is these are going to be a lot less fruity.
Right.
Much more earthy. At times I've heard people refer to them as having a barnyard
No, it's more
aura to
Bordeaux.
it. No, Burgundy too. Well, okay, Burgundy's horse's ass.
I'm not really digging this nose here.
Yeah, Burgundian.
You know, it's not. I thought it was gonna be awful.
No, it's not foul.
It's not.
It's kind of dead. There's not much to it. It's a little bitter on the end.
I didn't expect it to be real full because I mean it's kind of light.
Yeah, not a lot of legs to it. But wines from France tend to be a little bit lower in alcohol than
All right,
wines from the
this
US.
sells for $19.99. I'm not going to say it's my
15%.
favorite. It certainly is not. But
It's not foul.
I don't,
It's not,
I don't
yeah.
think it's terrible.
Yeah, you rinse you out.
Yes, I was hoping for a little more.
A little more flavor to it. Yeah, there's not much there. Not much there.
If I keep looking this way, the Patriots-Texans game is on as we speak, and so looks like there was a fumble. And it's not going well if you're a Texan fan.
So now we're moving into California.
All right, so we have next we have Wente.
Now we were at Wente.
Yes, we are. If
Our
you look
anniversary
if you look
show.
Back to a episode from last March, spring break. We took our families to California and we stopped in Livermore, Wente, and they treated us very well.
Very well. We tried some older wines there, some that you had brought with us. We
Right.
met a number of members of the
Caroline
Wente family.
yes.
Yeah.
She was very nice. She gave us a couple bottles of wine.
So this is the Rella's Creek Pinot Noir from Monterey. So the next two wines are actually from probably the same region. This is Monterey, which is part of the Santa Lucia Highlands, and this has Santa Lucia Highlands in the bottle. So kind of central northern coast of California is where these are both from.
Wente has property there as well. That's a little bit better color.
Yeah. It's also a newer wine. So we were going from 1998. This is 2008.
All right. As I said, I told Brian earlier.
Oh, much better nose on it.
Wente has left my friend Stoller, and we do very well with some southern wines too, but now it's southern wine. Southern wine is very now carries in here. All right, I like the nice nose.
Cherries.
I like the cherry. Yeah.
Very, very typical Pinot Noir
I
nose.
don't know if you can see the difference in the
cherries.
color, but
Much darker red.
Yeah.
Much darker red. Now, Burgundies are typically not as fruit rich
Right.
and dark, so that was a typical color for Burgundy. This is much more California-esque.
Cherries right up front.
Cherries.
Oh, yeah, tart, little tartness.
Very standard
Tart cherries.
California Pinot Noir. Very good. Would go well with light pastas. Excellent with salmon. Pinot Noirs and salmon are pretty good. Salads. It is the universal red, so it goes well with a lot of things. Just not your heavier foods like steaks or your spicy foods.
In about 10 minutes, this is going to go very well with the second half of the football game.
Cheers. I really do like this wine. This is very good. What's the price on the Wente Rella's Creek Pinot?
The Wente is also $19.99, as I think I said the Druin was.
So no, it's very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, and it's not easy to find affordable, good Pinot Noirs these days.
That's definitely true. Ever since that crazy movie Sideways. Now the last wine in here. This is Gallo. This is a new project from Gallo.
Yeah, these came out very recently. They make a bunch of different varietals, and when I say varietals, I mean
Cabernet,
different
Merlots.
grapes.
Yep. And so this is their signature series.
It's a project by Gina Gallo.
Yep. They're trying to.
Well, I met once. Gina, if you happen to see this, I had lunch with you once. Thanks for watching.
So this is Santa Lucia Highlands, 100% Olson Ranch, 91 barrels made. So when you say now E&J Gallo is best known for the big jugs of wine and boxes of wine. So this is their attempt.
They make all kinds of things.
They do.
It's not,
but the name though.
Originally, yes.
So this is an attempt to reestablish an image of Gallo as a.
Well, no, they've actually branched out into many different things. As you know, Nick and actually it wasn't Nick, Matt was here. We were tasting the Shellback
Spiced rum.
spiced rum that's made by Gallo.
Yeah. But from a wine perspective, with that name on it,
yes, but they
have good wines in their portfolio.
Yes, they make a lot of other wines you don't even know are theirs.
Right, exactly. So with the name on it,
From all over, from Italy, from the last show we had Nick doing a
Prosecco.
no, that was Matt who talked about a prosecco in the first one first tip. Second tip was Nick doing a Moscato d'Asti.
That's right.
Also made by Gallo.
So this is a 2010, so 2 years newer than the Wenti. Less cherries
Yeah,
in the nose,
so
a
it's
little
not
more
nearly as much
earth, less cherry. Now 2010 is all these years, the 08 Wenti and the 10 Gallo, both very good years for California Pinot. So.
All right, so it's not as much cherry, but it seems to me like more like almost like jam. More, I would call it more jammy almost.
It's definitely thicker,
Yeah.
less tart. So less cherry
Yeah.
and then tart.
It's kind of like a jammy jelly.
Yeah, it's a richer flavor. It's more balanced, I would say.
And it should be because it's $10 more. It's $29.99 for this.
It is a
wine.
richer, it is a fuller wine. Less of the added to the pronounced cherry you get from Pinots, but a richer, fuller wine. Also very good.
I like this.
Also very good. This would go well with the second half of the football game.
I think they're both going to go well with the second half of the football game because we're almost out of time.
But today is Sunday. We all have to go to work tomorrow.
Yes, we do. But we're going to have a few more drinks.
Yes, we are.
We're going to sit and watch some football.
Don't forget January 26th, 1 to 5, the Beer and Wine Riot, $5, but some great stuff being open.
And did I mention I've had a couple old fashions since our episode to compare? I had an old fashioned at Levels, which you would know because you had one.
I had one with. It was very good.
It was excellent, and I'd highly recommend Levels.
How was the one at Tilted Kilt?
Fantastic too. My son loves Tilted Kilt. He's 11 years old. However, their old fashioned was awful.
I don't think they knew what you were ordering. They Googled it and then they made it up.
It was terrible.
And I was actually looking for you last night.
But for $8,
yep,
I choked it down.
$8.
Yeah.
So last night I was looking for Adam. Saturday night
Interesting. They use E&J brandy in their.
I was with Wisconsin Doug last night. We were drinking old fashions and he was nowhere to be found.
I was out. I had a little bit of wine last night. Anyway.
On that note,
I guess until next time. Thanks for watching, and we are
drinking in the basement.